Live from the Business RadioX studio inside Renaissance Bank, the bank that specializes in understanding you. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio.
And hello yet again, folks. I'm John Ray with North Fulton Business Radio X, and you've joined North Fulton Business Radio, and we're happy to have you here on another edition. We're coming up on show number 300, folks, and we're looking forward to celebrating that. In the meantime, we are not in our normal spot inside Renaissance Bank, but we still love the folks over there. And I want those of you that are having a mega bank experience, which means you've got like 1-800 numbers and nobody will call you back kind of situation. If you want a better banking experience than that, go to renaissancebank.com, find their local office where the one nearest you, some 200 across the South ready to serve you, and give them a call. They'll answer the phone, and they'll actually invite you in for a cup of coffee and to talk over what your needs are. You have to make an appointment right now. The branches are not open at this moment for walk-in, but they're open by appointment. So check them out. You'll be glad you did. I know folks that love them. I've used them. They're terrific. RenaissanceBank.com is the website. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, member FDIC. And now I want to welcome Gary Robinson. And Gary is with Panel Systems Unlimited. Gary, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, great to have you here. So tell us a little bit about you and Panel Systems Unlimited. How are you serving folks out there?
Well, again, like John said, I'm Gary Robinson with Panel Systems Unlimited. It's a commercial office furniture dealer, which means we sell a lot of different types of office furniture. I've been in the industry about 27 years. I'm a native Atlantan. Believe it or not, there's not many of us left. So went to school here, went to Georgia State University, and got 2 daughters in the area, which keeps me busy. And our main goal is to help companies the best way we can and save them some money.
So talk a little bit about the different kinds of office furniture that you sell, and maybe what's a little bit of what's popular right now.
Okay. Well, we hit 3 different price points, which is a very good positive thing for our industry. We sell new, remanufactured, and pre-owned furniture. So in that arena, it's kind of like walking into the front of an office. We sell the lobby furniture, the reception area furniture, conference room, private office, training rooms, break rooms, and then the open area, which is where the cubes and workstations go. We sell all that types of furniture. And then we sell a lot of ergonomic seating, filing, sit-to-stand desk units, monitor arms, keyboard trays, task lighting, pretty much anything and everything under the sun when it comes to office furniture. And the thing that's real popular these days is obviously ergonomics is very popular. And of course, the sit-to-stand desking units, everybody's in love with those types of furniture.
Yeah, I want to talk more about that in a second. But you're not just a furniture dealer. You've got some essential services that go with the furniture you sell.
That is correct. Being a dealer, we represent about 200 different manufacturers. However, we also provide a lot of services, and those services include space plan and design. We have designers on staff. We do reconfiguration work where we'll reconfigure somebody's existing inventory furniture. We've got project management services. We do relocation and liquidation services as well, where we'll help companies move. We partner with some of the large moving companies in Atlanta. And of course, on the liquidation side, if somebody's moving out of a building, if the furniture is in good enough shape, we can buy back workstation and cubicles, and then we touch them up and resell those. We also do on-site cleaning of those panel systems. There's fabric on the cubes. We clean the fabric. So if somebody's doing a renovation or a facelift job, they want to clean up their furniture, we do that on site, as well as clean the upholstery on your chairs and seating.
Oh, wow. So we've got to get into it because I know folks that are listening to this are wondering about how your business is, kind of what the adjustments you made for COVID-19, the pandemic, number one, and number two, there's probably some services that you're offering that are pretty essential at this point. But let's talk about the adjustment first, because you made some work at home adjustments that I thought were pretty cool. Why don't you talk about those?
Yes. Well, obviously COVID-19 has been a huge curveball for everybody this year, and it's affected a lot of different industries, especially ours, because obviously most of the workforce has went home to work as opposed to being in the office. So what we're doing is we're doing a lot of setups for home offices. We're doing a lot of sit-to-stand desk units or fixed standalone desk units, along with an ergonomic chair or whatever they need. Because a lot of people, we're doing a lot of Zoom calls these days, and we see people sitting at dining room tables, off their couches, and all over the house. It's really not, obviously ergonomic sound for them to do that. So we're trying to set people up in a nice ergonomic chair and a good desk. Some people were already working from home, so they're set up, but most people were not. And as far as COVID-19 goes, what we're doing in the office space world, because there are a lot of companies still working in the space out there, we're selling glass and plexiglass stackers, where we'll mount those on top of an existing panel on a workstation or a cubicle to divide space, obviously. We're doing cough screens, if you will, on work surfaces, on desks, countertops, reception areas, common areas, pretty much all over the workspace, wherever they need it. You walk into grocery stores, you see the plexiglass everywhere. Same kind of thing in a workspace where people are, having to interact and talk and communicate and collaborate. They want division and separation because of COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You and I have been in several Zoom networking meetings together, and one of the things you said somewhere along the way is for the work at home folks, you could pick out the ones that needed you because you could see them on Zoom and their posture and where they were sitting. You knew they needed you. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I could lecture for hours about ergonomics and how people are, practicing. But I tell you, I've had a lot of business from that, not a lot of high volume, but a lot of onesie twosie stuff in our networking Zoom meetings where people reach out to me and email me or chat with me on the Zoom call and say, hey, I need a chair, I need a desk. And, we love that. I mean, we love helping people out. It's very easy. And during this time, we're doing as many setups as we can, because hopefully when we get over this pandemic, people get back to work, and there's going to be an influx of purchasing and buying of furniture, and a pent up need for furniture. So hopefully that's where in 2021, we'll have a great year.
Well, and that's admirable, because you're just seeking to serve first. That's probably, not the most ideal customer. If you had your way, you'd want to outfit a whole floor of of some commercial building. But serving first leads to business down the road. So congratulations on that. Let's get into the ergonomics question, Gary, and talk about why you see that being so important, why people need to pay attention to that. And you mentioned set to stand as an option there, but talk about some of the various options and how you steer your clients when they ask about that.
Okay. Well, like I said, I've been in the business for 27 years, and ergonomics is not new by any means to me and other people in my industry. We've been preaching it for a long time, but this craze with health and our industry and our world now, people are starting to try to take care of themselves a little better. Larger companies and medium-sized companies have to deal with issues like carpal tunnel, back issues, neck issues. And, these companies are trying to do the right thing and trying to give their employees the right types of furniture to prohibit these issues from coming up. And obviously, no company wants a medical lawsuit. So it's smart for them to supply their employees with ergonomic tools. And that's where we come into play, where we kind of give them a lot of information, knowledge, and education on ergonomics, and try to teach them the right way to sit, the right way to position their computer, the right distance. And some of the things that we have, and the newest thing on the market now is this sit-to-stand thing. We've been selling sit-to-stand furniture for a long time. It's just years and years ago, it was very, very expensive, and the pricing has come around, obviously, because of some of the imports and things of that nature. But we can sell a very affordable desk unit sit-to-stand for a pretty good price. And when I say sit-to-stand, what that means is it's got a motor on it. You plug it into the wall. It's electric, so it's very easy to install. And you have several adjustments on the device where basically what we're telling people today is sitting is the new smoking. They want you to get up and move around as much as possible during the day, because that's what causes these chronic health issues of sitting too long. So people can actually raise their desk work surface up to a desired height, stand up, and actually work while they're standing. And, it's the age-old thing where, we've all been in meeting rooms or conference rooms or training rooms where you're in a training class for 1 or 2, 3 hours, and you always see several people standing in the back of the room because they have back issues. They can't sit for long periods of time, so they need to stand up. So that's where that comes into play. The sit-to-stand devices are very unique. We can put them in a workstation cubicle. We can retrofit that and take their existing station, put that mechanism in there, and use their existing work surfaces. We can also retrofit a desk in a private office. We can do it in an open area where people maybe are collaborating, and just a freestanding desk that goes up and down. Now, obviously, we sell the product brand new with a work surface, or we can go. We just did a job last week where the company had their own work surfaces, and we just sold them the mechanism, and we just put the tops on. So it saved them a lot of money that way. The other thing is obviously what everybody knows about is ergonomic keyboard trays, ergonomic monitor arms, where, in the old days, everybody had one monitor. Now everybody's got 2 and 3. So the problem is all these monitors are taking up a lot of space on their desk, not enough room to work. So these monitor arms are dual, triple, single monitor arms that allows to get the monitors up off the work surface, and you can push them back, pull them up, turn them sideways, horizontal, however way you want to do it, and it makes it more efficient in the workspace. Also, the keyboard trays, you want to be in a sit right posture where your eyes are the right distance from the computer, your back is being straight up, supported by your ergonomic task chair. You should not be scooted up in your chair where your back's not supported. We've got ergonomic foot pads, foot rests, all this stuff that goes into play. And, it really helps a person in their workspace. And I tell employers and decision makers all the time that the most important piece of furniture is not their desk, not their fancy computer, not all these nice gadgets. It's their task chair. It's their ergonomic chair that they sit in for 4, 5, 6 hours a day.
Good words here from Gary Robinson, and he is with Panel Systems Unlimited. So, Gary, I want to get back to the services you offer. I would imagine that there is going to be, if not already, and I guess this is part of the question, some retooling of commercial office space to create more distancing than existed in some of these spaces before the pandemic. Is that something you're seeing, or do you anticipate seeing that? Yes
and no. I've seen it, and I think it's coming as well. I actually we were working with a call center company, and we're actually quoting them labor to go in there. They've got about 60 workstations, and we're quoting them to go in there, and we're going to move these rows of cubicles like anywhere from a foot to 2 feet to 3 feet down, to where we're spreading them more out. And, by code in the office space, they're fine, but they want more space, which obviously is, it's costly because it's more real estate. But we're actually moving the cubicles further apart. We're having to delete a whole row of cubes. So they're losing a few seats, but the social distancing is more important to them at this point, and they're given along the corridor where the private offices are, they're giving them more work walk space. So, it's a lot of money they got to spend to tear all these stations down just to move them a couple feet. In the normal times, that would be kind of insane to do that. It's not very cost prohibitive, but we're in a new norm now. So companies are doing that. I think also we're going to see, working from home has become very productive for a lot of companies. So I think you're going to see some corporate companies downsizing their real estate occupation in the city. They're going to be taking up less real estate, having more people work from home. Because the problem with that is that companies are, they'll pay for your technology at home. They'll pay for your computer. They'll pay for your software and all that internet stuff. A lot of times they won't pay for the office furniture, so that's going to put a crunch on us. But hopefully we'll work through that, and we'll get most of the people back in the office hopefully next year. But companies are totally working differently. We were doing a project in Midtown with a company. We were right in the middle of it when COVID hit, and they had very low height panels on their cubes and transaction tops where people were collaborating, teaming, supporting one another. And in midstream, we changed that order and went back up to higher panels. And we ordered glass stackers to go on top of the panels to raise it above their heads. So they went to total separation because of COVID. So it's definitely changed our world and how people work in the workspace.
For sure. Let's talk about experience, knowledge that you bring to the table. I mean, you mentioned you've been in the business for many years, yet there are a lot of office furniture companies out there. Why Panel Systems Unlimited?
Good question. It comes down to experience and knowledge for sure. I kind of find myself in an advantage point back before COVID-19, when I went and saw customers on a regular basis. If I can get in front of people, that's really my advantage, because they can see right away the experience and knowledge I have. Anybody can sell furniture, but it's more about the process of what these companies are going to go through when they go through these moves, adds, and changes, if you will. If a company's moving to a new location, that's a lot of stress. I mean, we've all moved our home residential off space, so we know how stressful that is. Well, when a company moves, it's just as stressful, if not more stressful. A lot of people are having to do their jobs plus everything else on top of the move. So our job is to make that move process least painful as possible. And because of my experience, I know what's going to happen. I can anticipate. I can be proactive. You're dealing with schedules. You're dealing with vendors, contractors, delayed shipments of carpet or tile, or something always gets delayed in a project schedule. So we prepare for that. We try to have plans in place for curveballs. And so I educate the client on what they're about to go through and kind of give them some red flags that may pop up and to be ready for, kind of like a spreadsheet task list, if you will, before they go through the process. And of course, when we partner with a moving company, that's huge, because moving's one thing, but pre-planning is another. And if you pre-plan right during a move, it goes a lot smoother. So basically, I just sit down with clients and try to figure out what their goals and objectives are, and figure out what their culture is, and where they want to go, where they want to be in 5 to 10 years. And before I try to sell them any type of furniture, I try to get to know what they're all about. And obviously, budget is an issue, but also their objectives. It's with the technology the way it is now, it's not who you are in a company. It's how you work and how you're productive. Whether you're on the road most of the time seeing clients, or you're in the office with your head down punching numbers with data entry into a computer, or you're in meetings collaborating with other team members. It really goes what you're doing in that company. And we want to support that with the furniture the best we can.
Gary, talk about a success story maybe that you're pretty happy with and particularly proud of how it turned out for that client. Well,
in our business, we like customers that come back for the second and third and fourth time. Obviously, when people buy furniture, it's going to last them a long time. So we don't get reciprocal clients, every week or every other year. But one of the success stories I've had is I started working with a large law firm in Midtown a few years back, and did some things for them. They had some moves and changes they were going through. And then just recently they had a large renovation project, meaning they did not move. They stayed in their space. They've been there for 30 years, but they needed a facelift. They needed a renovation because the old furniture just didn't support their people like it needed to be. And they updated their building with new wiring, all the, infrastructure for cabling and technology. And that they did that first, and they came in and did new carpet and painted the walls. And then we came in after that and put in furniture. And we did about 3 floors of furniture for them. But that's the company I was referring to, where we had to change in midstream and go to higher panels on the cubes because of COVID-19. Mm. And then they also had some existing stations on another floor that we didn't touch those, but we had to retrofit their existing furniture with the plexiglass and glass screens, stackers that go on top of the workstations. So we're just happy, we were able to get them through the process, because at the time when we started the project, well, let me backtrack a little bit. They were going to delay the project. They were going to put it off till after COVID. Well, I tried to explain to them, because they have so many employees, that the downtime, what it would cost them in downtime, is enormous. I said, everybody's working from home. Now's the time to do your project. When everybody's working from home, you don't have any downtime and disruption. So they came back and realized that's what they should do. So we started this project in the middle of COVID, and we finished up a few weeks ago, and everybody's happy.
Wow. Great story. And I think that's one thing. People see what you do and they think office furniture, but they don't think in terms of how you save them in productivity, in downtime, wear and tear that comes out of a move and reorganizing. Those are significant dollars that cost companies money.
Yep, lots of money. And, there's some companies that were just, most people were on hold because of the pandemic, and they were scared and they didn't know what to expect. Election year, whatever you want to call it, everybody's kind of putting things on hold.
Sure.
But the smart ones, the facility people that really know, that have been through the process before, they're the smarter ones, and you try to educate them and say, look, you can save thousands of dollars, because everybody knows when your office is down and you're not productive, it's costing you money by the minute and the hour. So that's pretty much what we love to do, and we try to come up with ways to help people save money.
Great words here, folks, from Gary Robinson. He's with Panel Systems Unlimited. So, Gary, talk about the types of companies that you really particularly enjoy working with, the ones that are great fits for you, and good leads for you.
Well, we work with all different types of companies. We don't like to get pigeonholed into one, but obviously our niche is mid-sized companies, but we work with small companies, mid-sized and large companies. Our resources and capacity allows us to do large projects. So we like them small, medium, large. I tell people that I network with, no project is too small, because it could be a small startup company with 10 employees or 5 employees. And when we facilitate and outfit their office, and then next year, 2 years, they grow rapidly. And here we are again, helping them grow into a bigger space or move to a new space. So we always like to help the small companies, because you never know what's going to happen down the road. But normally the people that we deal with are companies that are moving, looking for new space, building a new building, renovating their existing space, tearing down walls, adding on additional real estate, mergers, acquisitions, upsizing, downsizing. All those trigger events are usually companies that we're working with at this time. Obviously, we like to be proactive and be in front of people early on if they know they're going to move a year out. We're trying to be proactive and help them plan, but usually those trigger events are when we're in the throes of when they're needing their office furniture.
Well, Gary, this has been great, and I'm sure there's folks that have heard something you've said that makes them want to be in touch. So let's help them out and tell them how they can be in touch with you.
All right. Well, again, our name is Panel Systems Unlimited. My email address is grobinson, ROBINSON, at panelsystemsunlimited.com. It's a very long email. Apologize for that. And then, of course, my cell number is 678-221-8170. And we'd love for you to go on our website at www.panelsystemsunlimited.com. On our website, you'll see all of our furniture, our pre-owned furniture that we sell. And we also have some, if you will, blue light specials, because when we buy back furniture from companies that are moving or going out of business, a lot of times we'll get additional furniture that we don't really want to inventory and put in our warehouse. So we'll put it on our closeout sell page, and you get tables, chairs, all kind of stuff in there.
Lots to offer from Gary Robinson, Panel Systems Unlimited. Gary, this has been great. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Folks, just a quick reminder that if you've got headaches that involve administrative tasks that you need to outsource and you've been putting that off, maybe you've got a bookkeeping problem, maybe you need a project planned, well, I've got an answer for you, and it involves Essie Escobedo over at Office Angels. Now, if you'll just pick up the phone and call her at 770-442-9246, Essie will figure out what your problem is and pick out the best angel in her heavenly team of angels to fly in, get the job done on a ongoing or as needed basis, whatever you need, and they'll fly back out. And they've been doing this virtual thing for 20 some years now. And so a pandemic environment is nothing new to them. So go to officeangels.us for more information, but better yet, just give Essie a call, 770-442-9246. And a reminder that you can find our show on all the major podcast applications. That would include Apple, Stitcher, Google, Spotify. I could go on, but we're on all of them. And you can find us by searching North Fulton Business Radio. We're also on YouTube, so you can find us there as well. And we're on social media. So if you could check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, North Fulton BRX on all three of those platforms. So for my guest, Gary Robinson, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on North Fulton Business Radio.